You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. We are about to get going here. And let's see what one quick.
You know how I feel.
Karla's here. Karla, I'm glad you're here since you requested this class.
You know how
There we go. Okay. And sorry, y'all. I am setting up the background, and I know you can't see me just yet. You don't need to tell me. Okay. Alright, that was funny. Okay, here we go. Let's show you me. There we go. There's me. Okay, y'all. Hey, everybody. Wow, sorry for the slightly late, well, the more than late start there. I really apologize for that. Tara wants you guys to know that she was here and ready to go on time, and that this is all my fault. I used to, locally, I would start all of my classes with a 10-minute warm-up, which is what we default to here. Jennifer says, hey. Okay, Tara wants you to know she says, hey, back. Okay. Tara is warming up now. I'm really sorry for the later start here. I apologize for that. But you don't have to donate tonight. You can just sort of penalize me for starting late. Okay, so welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight. This is Karla. This is a shout out to Karla. So I am loving these Sunday jams personally. I am loving them. They have the lowest viewership. Oh, sweet. Mimi's here. So they have the lowest viewership of anything that we've done so far. But I love them. And so Tara and I are going to try to figure out when's good to do them, whether it's just me or she joins me. But just because it is disruptive to the household to do these streams. So we're going to figure out. I'd like to do one this Sunday, but I need you guys to put pressure on Tara, actually. I'm just joking. But I do need to put pressure, or not put pressure, but I do want to do one on this Sunday, and I think I will. Right now I've had to kind of like last minute all of them, but they just put me in the best mood. And Karla, I appreciate you tagging me. Oh, you guys are sweet. Everybody's like chiming in, making comments. That's great. If you are watching this on Facebook, I should say that Facebook is the worst quality because of I have the worst internet in the world. I live in the country, so I kind of have to hack my way into producing a decent looking stream, and it doesn't look good on Facebook. Okay, so since we are getting a little bit late start, I want to go ahead and get started here. We're just this class is by request, and all all that Karla requested was a shoulder class. So we're going to do a shoulder class. Tara's opening the windows because we can do that in North Carolina now. We're finally at the sweet spot, and North Carolina has an awesome sweet spot because we have actually a fall and we have actually a spring. So those two are sweet spots in North Carolina. That's why everybody that visits wants to move here, because it's such a great, they haven't experienced the 100-degree summer or the really sort of temperamental winters. Okay, anyway, we're going to do shoulders tonight. I've got a couple of ideas. One of the things that will make this fun is if you ask me to talk about things related to shoulders. If you, like those of you watching live, how many ever 8 to 20 or whatever is here, or 6, if you have like things you want me to do, like we're in a real classroom together, that would be awesome. It's not necessary, but it would be awesome. So if there's something you want me to talk about specifically about shoulders, just comment and I will try to get to it. But I have, basically what I'm going to do is do my greatest hits of shoulder exercises. And then because this is Monday night. Oh, nice. It's good to be wanted. Nice hula hula. Then thank you I remember you. I know who you are. Anyway. Switching currents. Yeah, well, we're definitely going to do some second current work because that's where the whole thing is. So let me sell you on shoulders. I've known a lot of hoopers that have been are super big hoopers, not big in social media way, but they're way into hooping that do not shoulder hoop. And they're mostly dudes. And I think it's because for dudes, it's our muscles are so tight up here. I don't know what it is. I don't want to say anything. But my theory is that it's harder for dudes to open their chest metaphorically and poetically and literally. And I think that's why they really struggle with learning shoulders. So a lot of them just say, screw it, I'm not going to learn shoulders. Let me make the case for shoulders. It opens your back. You have so many more moving parts. It makes hooping easier. As much as I love waist hooping, and I love waist hooping, shoulders are my jam. That's where I feel the most. You've got this rhythm. It's just hitting your heart center. There's just it's packed with metaphor. It's packed with you're moving your left and right arm. I was shoulder hooping to practice for this class, and I was realizing wow, my left side is really locked up. I mean, I am really feeling that, and it's because of shoulder hooping. And so shoulder hooping can do so much more. It can change your posture. It can be such this hugely helpful thing to have in your life. Good. I'm glad you so tonight what I'm going to do, even though it's an advanced class, Monday night's the advanced class, I'm going to sort of start at foundational type stuff and work our way up. If you're new to shoulder hooping, you're probably not going to get shoulder hooping tonight because of something that I said. I'm not that brilliant, but watch this on replay. Watch it on replay. Do what you can. Stay with us through every exercise, because sometimes it's easier to solve problem for some people. It's easier to solve problem 4 than problem 1. Right? And so if you can just stay with us through this class and get to problem 4, you may have had 0 for 3 for the first, but you might get problem 4. And once you get 1, you get them all. Okay? All right, so let's get started since we're running a little bit late here. And we're just, because this is mostly going to be a tech class, we're just going to play off my iTunes, and we're just going to have kind of background music playing the whole time. Huh. Yeah, this will work. Okay, we're going to start with something sort of super droney and kind of chill for sway. If you're new tonight, sway is a free-form movement session. You can move any way you'd like. And I encourage you to move any way you like. If you're new to the stream, you may not realize, but Rex, our dog, little Tara's dog, my stepdog, our dog, does not like sway. Or maybe he likes it too much. Audible breath in. One thing I love about humans is that they have pretty good instincts on how to teach. Each of us, all 8 billion or whatever, we kind of come with instincts on how to teach. And even though we may not realize it, there are certain truths that we sort of all understand as common sense. And one of those truths is that you don't want to frighten and scare your pupil all the time you're teaching. You don't want to judge your pupil all the time you're teaching it. You don't want to mock. You don't want to compare. Because you know in your heart that those things hinder learning. And so as we learn shoulders tonight and other hoop movements, it's good to treat you the way you would treat your student. I'm going to teach me with patience. I'm going to reward progress. I'm going to experience me the way I want my student to experience me. I want to let them know that it's okay to mess up. I want to let them know that I'm pulling for them. I want them to succeed. And I want them to know that even if they've never done it, I believe in my heart that they can. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. One thing I love about sway is how you find the tight spots. Okay, let's move up to here. Okay, so just to answer one question, Facebook is, we're going to get into shoulders, but Facebook is my platform. I don't dig Instagram. I'm on it, but I don't really dig it, and I really use it just as a promo channel. Twitter is my most addicted to site, but it makes me mad and furious and hate life. So Facebook is really where those show up. But I have been posting them on YouTube. So these like announcements. So if you want to follow the announcements and you don't want to be on those platforms, that's fine. If you're cool with being on YouTube, you can subscribe and hit the bell on any of my YouTube videos, and you will get a notification of every post I make, of every class I stream, of all of it. Okay, so all right, let's jump into some core hooping. Wow, this is funny. Okay, this is a good one for us. Okay, so let's get going. We're going to move into shoulders tonight. I'm actually excited about this class because I love shoulders. Bigger, Tara just asked, does it matter what size hoop? And it doesn't really matter, but bigger hoops are easier. So if you're new to shoulder hooping, definitely grab a bigger hoop. All right, so we're going to start on the waist, and we're just going to warm up. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to warm up the not so obvious parts before we even get to the shoulders. So one thing, if you're a beginner, I really recommend that you be able to waist hoop standing still. I think it's a really good skill. I think it's good for your body, and I really recommend that you do it. It doesn't mean that you have to do it at extended times, like whole minutes or anything like that, but the ability to do it will definitely help you in everything that you do, because what happens when I can waist hoop, especially when I can waist hoop and stand still, what happens is that it's forcing my whole body to become much more efficient in its movement. You know, the efficiency, the economics of movement. Me too. So I've established this current. Now I'm going to open up the legs if I want to, and by that I'm just going to unroot and just allow myself to step if that's what I want to do. I can move left or right or whatever. Now here, if you're a beginner, this is the best advice I can give you, I promise. This is called T-Rexing. And you can get by with T-Rexing for a long time in hooping. You cannot get by with it anymore in shoulders. So if you can't shoulder hoop and you want to be able to shoulder hoop, the best advice I can give you is to start moving your hands. Like right now I'm looking into a monitor so I can kind of see my hands. It's almost like a mirror. But to start moving your hands, to learn to animate your hands while maintaining a rhythm, will be the biggest advantage you can give yourself when you go to learn shoulders, right? And I know you're not going to believe me, and I know you're going to think that this is crazy advice, but it works. Trust me. And then since we're trying to learn both currents, oh nice, we should turn this up. Actually, I want to bring back this drop because it's so good. Now we're going to open up our feet as well. So we got the hoops. I know this is a shoulder class. We're going to get there. But I'm on the waist. And now I'm going to open up my feet while I'm moving my hands. Good. And this is what I call Sunday festival dancing, right? Sunday festival dancing, like when you want to dance but you're so freaking tired from the last whatever many days that you're sort of there and you're in this like sort of floaty, glowy place. That's what we want right now. What Tara's doing right now is perfect. Like we don't need to force anything, but what I want to do is bring action to both hands and bring action to both legs. You can change currents as much as you want to. Okay. I think I'm just going to keep this going. Let's talk shoulders now. Can you hear me okay? Is my mic too low? Do you feel like it's okay? Okay. All right, if my mic is too low, guys, let me know. Okay, so to get up to the shoulders, I think most people know how to do this. You can get up. If you already have a way, do that way. If you already have a way, then go do that way. But if you don't have a way, I'll offer you one. The hoop is going to, I'm going to use some bird's eye camera here. The hoop is going to my left right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my left hand into the hoop, and I'm going to do it sort of like in the way that like I would attach a seat belt, like I'm, ignore this hand, like I'm coming across, right? Wait. Yeah, so I'm coming across here, and then I'm going to bring the hoop up. So I'm going to stick my hand in the current. I'm going to wait till it gets on me. I think it'll get on me right now. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to stick my hand in and come up. Right? So I'm back here. It's going to my left. If it was going to the right, I'll show you the same thing. Okay, here we go. I'm going to stick my hand in to the current and bring the hoop up. Because if I bring it up with momentum, what happens is you need momentum to learn hooping, basically. There she is. Let's bring the music back up. So I'm going to offer something advanced for people and something beginner. So if you couldn't tell what I was doing before, I'm sticking, if I'm going to the left, whatever hand I'm going towards, it's the one I stick in. I'm going to go elbow deep into the water, right? I'm going to go elbow deep into the current and then turn with it and then pop both hands out, right? Like boom. And that's called creating mountains. So I'm here and I'm going to come, well, let's see, we're going to the left. All right, so I'll go here, boom. Now when I'm here, I'm in mountain. And mountain is not a rigid form, it's a very loose form. And what that means is that you keep your arms on these like sort of springs from your body, like these sort of pillows of air, like pushy things. And then one of the things that will really help a lot of you, like even without seeing you, I know that some of you are making fists every time you come up onto the shoulders, because that's what you do. That's what people do. Focus fist. If you really want to loosen your shoulders, sometimes it's good to just move your fingers or go through your numbers or just make shapes or whatever it is, and it will keep your arms alive and it will keep focus fist away. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm willing to bet $1 million that someone watching this, especially for the first time, that they get really rigid down here, right? And their hands, they don't realize it, but they're just completely, clasped shut. Nice tea. But if I loosen those hands, it will loosen the arms as well. And we want loose arms. We want strong arms, but we want them loose. We want bamboo right now. Because I want to, because I want to try out different currents. But my arms are loose, and I'm out here in the mountain. Shoulder hooping. I'll show you what she looks like. There she goes. She's doing rooted shoulder hooping, so she's keeping her feet locked in on the ground. But see how she's got her arms loose? She's still in the mountain, okay? And what that means is that gives her a chance to sort of respond. That gives her a chance to kind of respond to everything that her hoop is doing, you know, and that's what you want to do. You want to, like, make yourself available to everything that the hoop is going to do. So I don't want anything locked. I want everything to be unlocked. Okay, so... All right, why don't we, as a group, I want you to take the hoop off the shoulders just for a second. And we're just going to work a very simple weave right now, just so we're going to give our shoulders a break. And we're just going to work a simple weave. Well, you don't have to do what I'm doing, but just any kind of weave that you do. And we're doing this for the purposes of releasing the shoulders a little bit and relaxing, because we're going to work them hard tonight. Or we are working them hard tonight. So you do whatever you need to do. If you need to... It does. Yeah, Jennifer, I'm going to come back to that point you just made because it's a good one. So I'm going to relax my shoulders if they're getting tight. I've been hooping a long time, so I can shoulder hoop a whole hour and a half easily, but it's just my jam and I feel good in it. But if you are feeling kind of like your shoulders are wearing out, that's okay. No problem. This is the sort of advanced portion of the class, right? We're gonna be dipping because this is Thursday's the foundation class. Monday's a little bit harder. If you've already been shoulder hooping, or even if you're trying to learn it, you may not realize how valuable the rib cage is, because what most people do when they try to learn shoulder hooping is they think shoulders and arms and they move those a shitload. But what the bigger portion that the hoop is encircling is your whole torso. So when you get that to move, your shoulder hooping becomes so much more effortless, right? Like, because you're moving, the biggest part of you that's underneath the hoop is your torso, is your sort of sternum, right? And so what we're going to do right now is in order to get better at shoulder hooping, we're going to learn chest hooping, right? So there's a couple ways that we can get here. One is that I can just go ahead and start off this way. My elbows are above the hoop, my arms are above the hoop. I'm going to spin the hoop, and I'm just going to start circling. Now, whether you're almost regardless of, you know, how you were born, for most people, it's easier if you lift your arms up high. For me, I try to get like sort of a target zone. I haven't done this in a while, obviously, but I try to get in a target zone where it's like I'm feeling my left arm or my right arm or whatever, like underneath it. So I've got these targets I'm trying to hit. I've got these like side points on my body here that I'm trying to hit, right? It's super tiring, right? And then I'll go ahead and I'm going to do a little pinch break to reverse that. So this is chest hooping, and we don't need to stay here for very long, but what I want you to feel is that if you can start to figure out how to move your chest to keep the hoop up, like your chest, torso, rib cage, whatever you want to call it, then your arms become secondary or complementary, right? And then you can start to feel a lot of stuff off of that. So let me show you one more way. So I'm here, I'm on the chest or the torso, and I'm going to put one foot forward now so that I can do a rock step, right? Like, so that I can like rock back and forth, right? Now, it won't matter, like, you know, where I keep the hoop. If you can't do this at the shoulders or at the chest, try it at the waist. Try, like, if you're a beginner, try the rock step back and forth. It'll really help your hooping because you'll get lots of momentum. Good. Now, sometimes people get chest hooping before they get shoulder hooping, and if you're one of those people, just drop your hands in, let it roll around a couple of times, and then drop them out. Tara just beautifully demonstrated that. She might look a little bit easier than it actually is, but I'm here, and so like if I'm chest hooping, I'm gonna let the window go open, and I'm gonna bring my hands down. The window being the hoop. Up here, and I'm down here. I'll turn the music up and let you hear this a little bit better. If you've gotten lost at all, what we're working on right now is interweaving chest hooping. So let's say I don't really like chest hooping, but I like shoulder hooping. I already know how to do that. Oh, I got the music too loud. Sorry, I think it was blasted. So your music is going to go down a little bit because I think I had it a little too high. All right. Okay, so we're interweaving the chest, we're bringing the arms into it. You can actually create momentum by, like, one of the things I like about this move is that as I'm bringing my arms down, my shoulder blades are going back, right? And so because they're going back, that's putting push on the hoop. So I can actually, like, keep momentum going on the hoop, right? By bringing my arms up and down. Hoopers used to do this trick all the time. It was this thing. But what's really happening is as I'm dropping my arms, my shoulder blades are pushing back because they kind of have to. So, like, same here. Right? One thing that will help some of you, and this is where I want to get to Jennifer's comment. Your night side, the back of you, so critical in shoulder hooping, ankle hooping, any advanced core hooping move is to become aware of your night side, like become aware of the part you can't see, because that's 50% of the territory, right? Like it's going all the way around you. Opening up to your night side, right, will change, it'll flatten your hoop out, you'll be able to sustain the hoop and shoulder hooping. Just keep an awareness there. hoop, but because you're focusing so hard, your arms are sort of turning inward, right? Like your arms are turning in. You can help to turn them out. So that's external rotation. If you don't know what that means, then just turn your thumbs towards your core, right? Push out and then up, right? And the slower I go with the hoop, the more higher my hands will need to be. So if the pace of the hoop is really fast, my hands can stay low. If the pace of the hoop is really slow, my hands need to come high. I'll show you what. If I'm just whirling away at the hoop and I'm trying to make it as fast as it can, my hands can stay down here. No problem. It's easy. It's almost better. But if I'm trying to go super slow with the hoop, then my hands need to come up. Maybe get high because the hoop is hanging off the hand, right? So the higher it is, the higher it hangs. Okay. Any thoughts, comments, or feedback? Tara? Tara says it's a workout, and it is, and that's why shoulders are kind of hard to do a whole class up. Okay, so what we're going to do now, let's see, what time do we have? Okay, yeah, we're doing good on time. Okay, so we're going to kind of push through the shoulders, even though it's a pretty big workout. The reason I'm doing this is that I have this like crazy hippie philosophy that the body under stress actually becomes more economical. And so I think like if you are getting tired, it might be a good thing. But one of the things we're going to talk about is stepping. We are going to slow it up a little bit, but we're going to talk about stepping into the hoop. And this is a little bit tricky. If you're just getting shoulders, this might not be the little tip that like gets you there. But for those of you that have been doing shoulders, this is a pretty fun and advanced technique. Just finding the right song for you guys. All right. Yeah, this will work. Okay. So now this is a different type of shoulder hooping, but this is based on stalls and turning, okay? And so if you get dizzy easily, this might not be your best technique. I used to get dizzy really easily, but hooping fixed that for me. But this is the shoulder hooping. I'll demo it first. Now what I'm doing is I am turning with the hoop, right? And my shoulders are activated because of what we've just been doing, and my chest is activated. So what they're doing is basically like putting pulses on the hoop, putting like pushes of energy on the hoop that are helping keeping it going. But mostly what I'm trying to do is get most of my power, most of the lift off of my turning. Now if I go into mountain and I keep my hands out, like instead of like letting them come back so much, like scratch that, that doesn't really matter. I'm feeling, but I'm going from point to point, and what I'm doing right now for those of you that are HoopPath nerds is I'm going from 6 to 6, which means I'm going from my side point to my side point, my 6 a.m. to my 6 p.m., and I'm shoulder hooping that way. Now again, this technique is not for everybody, and it could make you super it could make you super dizzy. So I want to show you what I'm talking about. Anne used to teach a great exercise. It was based on a myth that she brought in, but it was about a woman stepping from mountaintop to mountaintop. Now, I'll be honest with you, you have to be sort of good at shoulders to be able to do this exercise. So if you totally stink at it, don't worry. You'll get there and you'll get it. But basically what I'm doing is I'm using my stepping to start to create momentum. As long long as I turn with it, see how I can stall? Stalls are your friend. As long as I keep turning, right, the window's going to stay open. The window is the open space of the hoop. Show you what this might look like. I'm doing a lot of stalls, but this is sort of what it looks like. I'm stepping outside. I'm taking big steps outside the path of contact, beyond the path of contact. Probably you are getting dizzy. Try the other way. Go in second current. We'll sort of unscramble the brain. Oh, you're welcome, Casey Faye. Her book tour is going well. Thank you for asking. Oh, I didn't put it on the. Y'all can't see the comments I'm talking about here. Now, again, this is sort of advanced. This is Monday night, though. Thursday night's my super beginner. Thursday's a little bit more advanced. So stalls can really help you sort of unlock shoulder stuff, but they're hard. But with a stall, I'm going to let the hoop fall asleep. I'm going to put the hoop to sleep, and then I'm going to just carry it for a while, and then wake it back up. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll do a night side stall first. I'll do a 12 o'clock stall. So I'm up here on the shoulders. I'm just going to put the hoop to sleep right there. See how the hoop is just staying there? That's a shoulder stall. The faster I go, the flatter it gets. The slower I go, the more angled it gets, right? This is my arms coming back up into a nice... So I'm here, right? And I'm going to turn very quickly and put the hoop to sleep. That puts it to sleep, right? And I'm in a stall. And if I want to come out of that stall, I just stop turning, but start moving, right? Stop turning, but start moving. I'm going to move up to bird's eye for a second here. Yeah, there we go. So if I want to, so this is the night side stall, and it's called the night side stall. Even though the hoop is in my day, the point of contact is on my night, right? So the hoop's in day, but the point of contact's in night, and that's how we name them. And so then a day side stall would be if I turn my chest with the hoop as it's turning around, right? Nice, T. Oh, shucks, I don't have the camera on my... So this is a day side stall. Let's see how the hoop is in day for me. I'm just turning as fast as I can. Now I've got my chest open as big as I can, which is hard for me. That's a day side stall. And then while I'm here, I'll just go ahead and, since we're seeing all this, nice T. So this is my 6. When I'm going to the left, this is my 6, and this is my 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Don't worry too much about that, but I'm going to show you what I mean about stalls at the shoulders. So I'm going here. I'm going to put the hoop. That's my 12. That's my 12 midnight. This is my 12 noon. You see, more or less. Kind of like right now it's 12:15. But then this is my 6 a.m., right? I'm on the side of my hoop. And this is my 6 p.m. Well, wait a second. There we go. This is my 6 p.m. a.m. stall. p.m. stall. Okay, so that just means that you're... Tara just asked if we could see 4:30. See, what would 4:30 look like? I don't even know. Oh yeah, okay, wait. Yeah, okay, so this is, I don't know what I say, what would this be? So that was about a 1030. So so what I'm using there on a 1030 stall is I'm using like sort of my pec or my upper chest to make the stall. Yeah. So Tara's telling me that it would be fun if we did all the numbers. But we're not tonight, but on your own in a practice. So May, turn quicker. Most of the time, if the hoop is dropping on you, you need to turn quicker. Don't forget, even with all of core hooping, you're always pushing out on the hoop. So even if you're stalling it, you have to be like pushing out or pulling. Actually, a stall is more of a pull. So just think of that relation like that you're pulling it towards you or pushing it. But you need one of those two things because this is, mostly an inanimate object that just sort of floats there. So if I'm in chest hooping and I want to move into a stall, I'm going to use my knight. My knight is always my easiest. So I'm going to turn quick, and that puts it to sleep. If I turn too slowly, like if I'm just slowly turning into the current, then there's just not any momentum, right? So I have to make it's like, I've never caught a fish with my hand. Well, actually I did, but never mind. But it's like catching a fish with your hand, right? Like you have to be super quick to get into the stall. So I'm here, I'm almost in chest, I'm just quick. Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about hooping. Like, in the sense that you learn new stuff about yourself. That's what's so amazing about hooping, is that, like, you're learning about you. Like, something you should actually give a shit about. You're learning how your body learns. You're learning how your body moves. You're learning what its, like, inclinations are. And I just knocked the camera. Okay, so I just realized what time it is, and we are definitely into late territory, so I will just go ahead and play a free hoop to get us out of here. Thank you guys for joining me. This will be our free hoop now. Thank you guys. Thank you, T. Thank you for being here. If you made it this whole time shoulder hooping like Tara just did, be proud of yourself. That's super. Tara says she's proud. Thank you, Karla. Thanks for the suggestions. And if you have a suggestion, I know you're sort of new to us, but if you have a suggestion, please do it. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jennifer. Anybody has a suggestion, please let us know. We'd love to hear it. Congratulations, man. Actually, yeah, second current shoulders is very hard. Good luck to you, brother. Send it love. are going to bow out. If you dug the music, you can find it on iTunes.